Well, good morning, people. It's 8:34. I just got back from the eye doctor. I had to go pick up some glasses. What do you think about those glasses there? Oh, what do you think about that? Anyway, but I had to go pick up some glasses. All the way down off of Preston Road at 635 down there. I hate driving on the highway during the morning, man. It makes your butt pucker. It's like having a total glute workout because you squeeze your butt so much, the glutes, man. It's like having a workout. Damn, my butt hurts now. Whew, that's a hard workout. Get them glutes tight. Get so mm, stressed driving down the road. Anyway, so hey, what's going on? What's going on in the world? I've been reading a few things and watching a few things and trying to figure out what's going on. And start with California. Do you know what's going on in California? Other than it's a messed up place, but you know it's even more messed up now than it was before because Gavin Newsom and his Democrat cohorts have implemented things, put into play things that are supposed to improve the environment, and they picked on the truck drivers, and they're supposed to have like electric trucks and stuff, or transmissions, or trucks that are very clean friendly, right? Environmentally clean and stuff. So a lot of truck drivers can't get into California or don't even want to go into California because, well, one is expensive as hell to get in there now. Not only that, you already know they closed down um, refineries. What is it? Two refineries have closed down, um, and so uh, it's hard to get fuel now. Gas stations have been closing down at a record number. Uh, Someone put out a report saying that there's like 473 gas stations or 437 gas stations, whatever that number is. Let's just say 400, makes it easier. Over 400 gas stations that have closed down, mom and pop shops, right? Or whatever. It's just too expensive to maintain them, to keep them open. Well, that makes it. And then truck stops have been closing because it's just too. I mean, since truck drivers ain't going inside to California to and the gas prices are so expensive, they just can't stay open. Um, Rumors are that eventually Apple may be leaving. I'm not saying that's happening. There's reports saying that it is happening, that Apple's going to move, but then there's no concrete evidence that I could find to support the fact that Apple is actually leaving California. Um, they are spreading out. They got their feet out in different parts of the United States right now. But to say that Apple is moving out of California would be negligence to say that, since there's no documented proof, and Apple hasn't come out and said that. I mean, it would not hurt me to have Apple leave California and show up in Texas. Of course, they're talking about if they were going to move, they're going to move to Austin, Texas. Well, that's a liberal. I mean, you're going from a liberal state to a liberal city, a very liberal city, Austin, Texas. So yeah, it would fit them well. But it's just too expensive to stay in California. So a lot of businesses are moving. I heard say not again, not solid document proof that Target is leaving California. Walmart, well, Walmart closes a lot of stuff, but are they leaving California for good? I don't know. We'll see, but it sounds like they are. There's been like In and Out Burger, they're closing. So there's a lot of stuff that is closing, and some of it's not just due to the expenses, but because they can't stay open because of robberies and theft that are going on. That are just, I mean, people are just going in and just stealing stuff right out of the stores, and you can't maintain a business if all your products are being stolen right out from. I mean, and no one stops them. So I mean, I'd have left a long time ago if it was me. If someone came in and was just stealing my, I'd close that shop, gone, shout, and whether I open up or not, it wouldn't matter. open up another store, wouldn't matter. Because after all, I mean, um, if we're going to allow Americans or illegal aliens to go in, or and whoever they are, go in and just steal stuff, right? Without even trying to arrest them, um, and it's being videotaped everywhere, so it's useless. You can't maintain, and then when they say, "Oh, well, there's no business," well, you only got your own selves to blame, So there you go. You can only blame yourselves for what's happening. Um, so I don't have any, I don't have a lot of sympathy for a lot of people. I have empathy, but not a lot of sympathy. Um, it's not that I'm not a sympathetic person. I just don't have. I just can't see putting myself out there to say, "Well, man, I feel so bad for you." No, man, I don't feel bad for you at all. I mean, you get what you wanted. You wanted lawlessness, and you got it. So there you go. And if you're still in California, what the hell are you waiting for? Let them have that place. It's a useless state. It used to be a beautiful place to go. It's got the most beautiful sceneries in the world. It does. It really does have. But the people, what's going on there, we've allowed the criminals to take over with politicians like with Newsom and the Democrats. You've allowed, we've given over to the chaos, and that's what you get. And you put in these plans. You say, well, it's going to help the environment. It's going to be for the future of our children. And now you got companies that'll leave. You know, without those taxes of these people, these big companies, California, you're going to fall down. You got no one else. Who are you going to take it from? The rich? But the rich just leave too, which they are. They're not stupid. It's like California. It's like New York, right? I mean, if you're in New York and you got a Muslim mayor that's trying to implement Sharia law and and wants to tax everybody, and matter of fact, they want to say if you own property, you're racist. Owning your own home, owning your own business is racist, according to Mandami and his cohorts. And people are leaving for uh, Republican states that don't do that. It's amazing. You look at what's going on. If you go to Portland, it's a failing place because why? It's a Democrat place. You go to Seattle, it's a failing place. Why? It's Democrats are in charge up there. California, it's a failing. Why? Democrats are in charge. You go to Minneapolis. Why is it? You say, "Oh man, the ICE is doing it." No, who set this in motion? The Democrats set this all in motion. They are encouraging. If you watch the governor Waltz and you watch that stupid Miriam Fry, and they are encouraging violence. When you tell them, "We want you out there, we want you protesting, and we want you recording everything that they're doing." Well, what you do, you won't allow ICE to go arrest people inside the jails, right? Just to get the illegals into the jails, and we'll come pick them up and take them out. No, you can't do that. That's just asking too much, right? So when they say, "Well, then if you can't do that, we're just going to have to go down and pick them up." So they had to go down and pick them up. So you could have stopped all this, Governor, Mayor, if you would have just allowed them to pick up the illegals in the jails. But no, you can't. You won't do that. And then you say we're protecting our citizens. What citizens are you protecting? They're illegal aliens, right? They're illegal aliens. And then you got the Somalis, which are refugees. They're illegal, right? And they're doing illegal things, but you're protecting them. Who are you protecting? They are stealing from us, the citizens. So who are you protecting? What citizens are you protecting? You're not protecting the average law-abiding citizens. You are protecting the fraudsters, the criminals. You're protecting criminals, not the American citizen. And as soon as the if and the regular citizens, I mean the ones that are protesting, are definitely not educated because they don't see that. They think they've been told what to believe, and what they've been told is that they are helping America. They are defending the rights of America and the Constitution. Well, if you're defending the Constitution, then why aren't you arresting the illegal aliens? Because they don't belong in the country. So you're not doing what the American Constitution says to do. You're not obeying the laws of the Constitution. You're not obeying the federal laws that were put in place by who? By the leaders you voted for. They voted for these laws, and yet the federal government or ICE, they're the ones who are wrong. The police who are in these other states are wrong because they're trying to do the right thing. And so you put other people in jeopardy. You're all turning into criminals. Your behavior has become criminal, and not to mention stupid. You guys, you Democrats and you so-called protesters, this says, don't you have a job? Says, well, this is my job. Really? Protesting is your job? Well, yeah, it is because that's what they're getting paid to do, protest. It's amazing how that works. You can go online and you can uh, make money protesting. So why don't you go? I mean, that's all it is. I mean, from city to city to city, you can see the same people protesting. They're even bust in to protest. There's an organization that's they hire these people to protest, and then they support them and they bring them place to place, and it's amazing how that works. We have paid protesters, and you're not helping the Constitution. You're not helping America. You're actually destroying America at the behest of some idiot that's got millions of dollars, billions of dollars, paying you guys to protest because you don't have the money. And you don't even have the common sense or the decency to even look up what you're doing and find out that you're really breaking the law. It's amazing. You Democrats get more stupid and stupid, more stupid by the day. It's amazing. And you call yourselves Americans, patriotic Americans. But you haven't looked at the Constitution. You don't know what it's about. Why don't you read the Constitution? Why don't you look up the Constitution and the Bill of Rights? And you'll see that you're actually breaking the law, And the laws that were made, that ICE is trying to uphold the laws. Those are laws that were voted for, not just the red states, but all the blue states too, voted for these kinds of laws. And so when ICE goes in there to uphold the law, then you say that they're breaking the law. Gee, you voted for the laws, now they're breaking the laws that you voted for. That's amazing how that works. It's like Donald Trump going in and taking out Maduro. You said there's no, you had a no kings march, a no kings rally, because you said that Donald Trump was a king, and you didn't think that we should have kings. Well, just we just took out a so-called king called Maduro, right? Now all of a sudden, you're mad because we took out that guy who acted like a king, right? A bad king at that, right? But that was okay. As a king, he's okay because you agree with him, and he's doing all the illegal things, right? Things that are bad. And he's okay. Yeah, it's amazing how that works with you Democrats. You're against Donald Trump for um, supporting the laws and abiding by the laws and enforcing the laws, but you don't like that. But if somebody is against the laws and wants to break the laws, you're all for that. It's amazing how that works. It's amazing. You for Maduro, but not America. You're for Cuba, but not America. You're for Venezuela, but not America. You're for Somalia, but not America. Anybody who's out here against Donald Trump, mainly that's what it is as long as they're against Donald Trump, you're all for that. Whether it's breaking the law or not, you're for Donald Trump. No, because he's trying to enforce the laws that America made. But Democrats don't want to enforce laws. But when a president comes in that is capable and is willing to enforce the laws, ooh, that's a bad thing. Mm-mm. Let's not enforce those laws. No. Ooh, man, we can't enforce laws that were made, right? You're not supposed to do that. See, I wonder why when I was a child, when I was growing up, a young man, you were supposed to obey the laws. And it was just, you were bad if you didn't obey the laws. Everybody obeyed the laws because the laws were made for us to obey. We are a nation of laws, rules, and laws, right? That's what we are. And our society lives by those laws, and we live peacefully within those laws. But then we have come up with a generation that laws don't mean nothing to them. The laws are a hindrance to them. You see, they've been told by the news, they've been watching CNN and these other things, that breaking the law or living outside the law is okay. Matter of fact, Obama was one of those that started that one. And then the Bidens, the Clintons, you know. When Clinton was telling the lies, about all these things, it wasn't that, it wasn't, oh man, he lied. It says, ooh, he lied. Did you see how good he lied? Ooh, he could lie. That man could lie. It was so, his lies were so good. We just got to go with that. You know, it's amazing how that starts to work. And then we started raising a generation that was it's okay to lie as long as you make it a good one. And it's like, oh, that like man, that's so sweet how you did, yeah. No, a lie is a lie. You know, whether it's a good lie or a bad lie, it's a lie is a lie. There's no such thing as you say, oh, it's just a white lie. No, the Bible doesn't say that. It says don't lie. It didn't say you can tell white lies, but just don't tell bad lies. No. So a lie is a lie. If you lie, you're wrong. Okay, that's what the Bible says. It doesn't say you can tell good lies. That there's a good lie and then there's a bad lie, and there's even worse lies. No, it says don't lie. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't commit murder, don't have sex with somebody else's spouse, And so these kinds of things that we continue to do, right? And we accept them as now they're not bad, they're okay. It's okay to lie as long as you can do it good. It's okay to steal as long as you're stealing from somebody that you don't agree with. It's okay to kill somebody as long as you're killing somebody that you don't agree with. You don't agree with Charlie Kirk? Shoot him. Why not? You don't agree with somebody? Let's shoot him. Just because they have a different opinion than you? Shoot them. Right? Kill them. Yeah. So, you Americans who feel like that, it's too bad. You know, like I said, I think I said this yesterday. When Democrats aren't going to go to jail for anything that they've done wrong, and you people that are in Minneapolis and stuff, you're not going to go to jail for doing what you've done wrong because you live in a liberal city. You'll be able to get away with it. You know, to people say, "Man, you got white privilege." See, I tell people all the time, "Yeah, I want you to have my white privilege. I want you to have to go to school to actually learn. All right. I want you to have to get an education so you can actually get a better life. I want you to have to prove yourself instead of getting a job because of your color or your ethnicity. I want you as a white person. You have to prove that you can do it. You don't get a job as a white person just because of your color. We have to actually prove ourselves. All right. And then you get passed by somebody just because of their color. Not because they've done anything, not because they got more education than you, or not that they proved themselves better than you, but because they get promoted or something because of their color. And the person that's hiring them higher up above you doesn't want to look as though they're a racist. You see, you as a white person, we have that stigma. Ooh, you're a racist. Yeah. If you get in an argument with a person of color, the first thing that they want to say when they get stuck in the argument and they can't go any further, oh man, you're racist. And that's supposed to end the conversation. You know, when I was a young kid, young teenager, I used to read that Star magazine, the black magazine, Star, right? And there was an article in there I read that says, if you're a black person and you have this is what it said in the magazine. If you get in an argument with a white person, with the whitey, just tell them you're racist. And that end the conversation. Black people teach the other black people and their children racism will work for them. You just tell somebody that they're racist and doors open up. See, that's what you learn. Instead of going to school to become smarter and get better education so you can move, just tell them you're racist, that they're racist. And then you know what happens? Ooh, they're going to feel so bad. They're going to promote your ass, boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're going to promote your ass because you told them that they was racist. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. When I was in the Army, there's this thing called equal opportunity. And if you go to the class to become an equal opportunity NCO, well, I thought I was doing something good, so I got in. I went to this class to become an equal opportunity NCO. When I got to the class, you know what I found out? 85, 90% of them was all black. There were very few white people or anybody else. They were all people of color. Not very many white folks. Equal opportunity. And then I got to my unit. I became the equal opportunity NCO, and I would be called in to settle cases of um, and so the guy would say, well, he got a rebel flag in there. He got that Southern flag in there. It's racist. Then you look up on his wall. He's got the flag of that colorful black flag. But that's okay. He can have Black Panthers all over his wall, which is the white folks, that's bad. But that's okay. You see, so and then here's another thing that came with the eagle: sexist things. Do you know that if you're a woman, you can call a man, uh, you can get a man in trouble for say, man, he was sexually harassing me. You can have a room full of men, and they can all be put in jail for sexual harassment and lose their jobs for sexual harassment. But there's this one man in the whole room that you just happen to like. And he can come up to you and say whatever he likes. He can touch you out wherever he likes. But that's okay. You let another man that doesn't look as handsome as he does do exactly the same thing, maybe even less. But that's sexual harassment. You don't think he looks good or he doesn't smell good. It's sexual harassment. If he doesn't talk the way you like him to talk, that's sexual harassment. I have seen men who have done nothing and have lost their careers because they were called on sexual harassment charges. And you just know. I just knew that when I went into these situations, and I seen it all the time, so many times, that this girl was trying to get a promotion or whatever she wanted, and she didn't like what was being the way it went, and she would say that was called because of sexual harassment. And she brought charges against the person who was supposed to be giving her a job, and she didn't like the results, and she filed sexual harassment charges, and she got what she wanted. And that guy lost. Not only did he lose his job, he lost his career and lost his rank for doing nothing more than telling her that she wasn't as good as the guys that were ahead of her. For being honest, she didn't qualify, and it's the same thing with color. You don't qualify But yet, because of your sexual orientation or your color, you try to bring charges against the man or the white man. And what happens? You get what you wanted, and and don't care about you destroyed the life of an innocent person. That doesn't matter. You got yours. And that's the attitude we have with all these Somali people stealing money from uh, hard-working Americans who are paying a lot of taxes. I pay a lot of taxes, people. I pay a lot of taxes. For a little tiny barbershop, I pay a lot of taxes. And there's a lot more taxes being paid by other people who pay more taxes than me. And I don't get nothing for those taxes. I get nothing for the taxes that I pay. But yet, somebody who doesn't even have a job is not paying into the system, gets all the benefits because I pay the taxes. There's a problem there, don't you think? When you're giving people money for doing nothing, they didn't do anything. They didn't put into the system to earn it because they're not American citizens in the first place. But yet they're receiving out of the system that is there for the help of American citizens. But yet we got illegal aliens who are taken out of it, not just a little bit, lots and lots, and not living better than you. I got people who that I'm paying their money so they can live better than me. I put into a lot. I get nothing out of it. I get nothing out of putting money into the system. If you think that getting a social security check is a lot of money, I'm not going to tell you how much I get because it's none of your business, but I don't get a lot. Okay? I get very little for social security, people. Very, very little. Yeah. Compared to what illegal aliens are getting. And I worked all my life putting into this system and got nothing out of it. So, now, is it fair? We've got homeless people out there, homeless veterans, people who have served our country and put their lives on the line for this country, living in squalor, while we have illegal aliens who are living in five-star hotel rooms, living in million-dollar homes, illegal aliens who are receiving, stealing money from those those veterans on the streets. They didn't do nothing for this country. They did not put their lives on the line for the country. They have not worked and put money into the system, but yet they are receiving big benefits out of it. Not just the average benefits, even more. Why? Because they are illegal aliens and they need our help. No, they freaking don't. They don't need our help. First of all, they don't belong here. You don't need their help. They don't need our help. I don't need them. I would prefer to give all my money to my fellow citizens than a bunch of illegal aliens. That's how I feel. Like I said, I'm an American. Right? I'm an American through and through. I bleed red, white, and blue. I'm all about America. Are we the best country in the world? I think so. Are we perfect? No, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. But that doesn't mean we're not the best country on the planet. Because we are. We help more people around the world. Every time that there's an emergency around the world, the first, the first to show up is America. Same people that getting our money from us, we're the first ones to get, they're the first ones to go ahead and talk trash about America. But yet, as soon as they need, as soon as a hurricane comes, ooh, Lord, please, Americans, help us, please. And we're there. We're giving to them all the time. No- Around the world, people hate us. But as soon as they need some help, please, America, please, you got to help us. Please help us, America. When America needs help, when we are faced with bad hurricanes and stuff, and floods going crazy and stuff, and people are drowning in the streets, nobody comes to help us. It's we are there the moment that the skies open. I mean, that are clearing up. Before they even clear up, we're already on our way helping them. Man, people don't want to come with it to us until 3, 4 weeks later. And then they start thinking about helping us. Yeah, help us? No, but we're the first ones, always the first, and they call on us even if they hate us. Why? Because we are the most generous people on the planet. When it comes to giving money, it comes to helping our fellow human beings, America is number one, always number one. We help everybody, no matter who they are. For once, I like to see somebody else put their hand out to help us when we're in trouble. But they do. They put their hand out to steal from us. Anyway, I think that's enough, people. Y'all be blessed and enjoy. I'll be back to rip another one tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Hallelujah. Amen.